Silence. Stone cold silence. No facial expressions, no body language, just silence. Here's what happens when silence enters the communication equation. Suspense immediately starts to take over. Body functions change. As the heart beats a little faster, a rush of emotion comes over the person who spoke last. Thoughts immediately jump into their head like, what is he thinking? Why is he not responding? Did I say something wrong? Is he angry, stupid, or contemplating what to say? The seconds tick, and it starts to feel like minutes. There is a strong urge to say something because the silence is almost unbearable. Finally, and usually, unless the person who was the last speaking has an understanding of the power of silence, he or she will blurt out and say something. Often they will change their last offer or the tone of the conversation, and generally, it will be in your favor if you just hold out with silence. If anyone has ever given you the silent treatment during a conversation or negotiation, you know how it felt and remember the strong urge it gave you to speak even though you had been the one asking the question or talking last. Sometimes, words are not all they are cracked up to be. Silence can yield more power than words. Inventor and artist Leonardo da Vinci said, "Nothing strengthens authority so much as silence." Leaders know how to use silence as a tactic for speaking up for themselves and as an opportunity to lead. Silence is often perceived as awkward and uncomfortable, but it doesn't have to be. Learning to appreciate silence and use it to your advantage can be a useful tool in a professional environment. Sometimes staying quiet puts the ball in the other person's court and helps you get what you want. Strategic silence can be powerful during a negotiation, an interview, or a big presentation. Here's why. It allows a key point to sink in, says Skip Weissman, a workplace communication expert. It gives you a chance to think about how to make your next point. The other person may seek to fill the silence with an offer, writes Steve Gates in The Negotiation Book. People will likely keep talking and give you more information. It can calm down both parties during an argument. If a conversation is intense, it allows the other person time to reflect on what you're saying. You won't say anything you regret. It shows you're willing to listen. Not interrupting is a sign of respect. Silent activities, like meditation, are great for physical and mental health. Mentally strong people use quiet time to bring mindfulness and better focus. They also use it to reflect on their short and long-term goals. Awkward silences may feel like a few minutes, but they really only last a few seconds. Although it may be uncomfortable, learning to welcome silence can put you in a position of power and help you get what you want. Here are 20 times when leaders use silence to increase their power that can grow your power. Build trust. If you want to develop effective relationships, you must build trust. To build trust, you must listen. When you want to establish a relationship, do not do all the talking. Introduce yourself, ask questions about the other person, and listen. Learn about the other person. When the person realizes you are listening to them, they will listen to you. Emphasize a point. If you use too many words, the point you want to make can get lost. Silence or fewer words allows you to be heard when it matters. If you are in a meeting, don't answer every question that is posed to the group. Respond to one or two questions. Your words will be more memorable than those who chime in at every possible chance to weigh in. Negotiate. Silence when negotiating can be nerve-wracking. When the other person is silent, you wonder what they might be thinking. Turn the tables. Let them wonder what you are thinking. Let's say the other party mentions a salary figure. Do not answer immediately. Don't say, "I'll take it," or "No." Pause. The discomfort of the silence will make the other person want to fill the void and start talking. Let them reveal information that helps you to have the upper hand moving forward in the conversation. Empower others. Leaders empower others. They rarely tell people what to do. Rather, leaders provide others the opportunity to identify the roadmap for achieving the goals they set out to achieve. Leaders want to know what other people think. When you propose a new project, ask your reports to share their thoughts with you. Let them speak up with their ideas. Leaders give others the opportunity to lead, helping you to gain respect and increase your power. Get the answer. The sooner you become silent, the quicker you will get your answer. Many people are guilty of asking a question and not stopping at the question mark. Ask the question and stop. Don't continue on with explanations or excuses. These words dilute your question and the power of its message. Center yourself. You don't need other people to reap the power of silence. Take time out of your day to be silent. Hold a moment of silence when you wake up in the morning. Go into a room during the workday and close the door for a few minutes. Pause just before you go to bed. Thrive. Global founder and CEO Arianna Huffington says, "We all need time to be alone. We all need time to be still and to be silent." We can't be afraid of silence, Huffington suggests. Otherwise, we will burn out and succumb to a position of powerlessness. Leverage opportunities to remove yourself from the noise, to center yourself, and increase your energy and power. There are times when silence can speak louder than words. Know when silence will help you more effectively. Speak up for yourself. Lead and increase your power. When it comes to the art of conversation, the use of silence is considered to be negative and only to be used when you are alone. But that's far from the truth. Silence can be used in positive ways that can create profound moments while talking to somebody else. Through silence, we gain wisdom. Do not to be too quick to respond. Silence gives us a chance to reflect on the information given to us. It forces us to think twice about what we want to say. Our answers are more likely going to be more thoughtful and on point with the issues at hand. Researchers call this use of silence tincture of time. Therefore, it may be wiser to not act or talk too soon before you've thought about everything thoroughly. Who knows? You may even gain more insight on the issue at hand if you're cautious before spewing out an answer. Using silence promotes self-control. Research suggests that silence, if used correctly, gives an image of self-control. Can you think of a time when you had a strong reaction towards something someone said, whether it was positive or negative? We have all spoken out of turn on a couple occasions. We have also spoken out of pure emotion or the urge to shut someone up, but it isn't always the best approach. So next time you feel triggered, try staying silent until the person has finished their statement. This way you will appear more mature in both your appearance and in your response. The right amount of silence demonstrate. Selfless communication is a two-way street. So to be understood by others, we have to learn to understand others. We live in a culture where we value words and put less emphasis on nonverbal cues. This creates an imbalance since these days we're more focused on replying rather than listening. We need to take the focus off of ourselves. Silence gives us the opportunity to present ourselves as selfless. With practice, we will become less obsessed with trying to be heard and more interested in what the other person has to say. Research also points out silence can be used to show deep emotion we can't verbally communicate. Rather than talking for the sake of talking, stay silent and let it awaken. True emotions you want to communicate to the other individual in a healthy way. Harnessing silence for personal development. At its core, silence is instrumental in fostering personal growth and self-discovery. In a world perpetually inundated with noise and distractions, embracing moments of silence becomes an essential practice. Through intentional introspection and reflection in silence, individuals gain insights into their thoughts, emotions, and aspirations. This contemplative solitude serves as a fertile ground for self-awareness, enhancing emotional intelligence and nurturing inner strength. Silence as a tool for communication and influence. Contrary to conventional wisdom, silence is an active form of communication. Skilled communicators understand the potency of silence as a tool for influencing others. purposeful pauses in conversation, deliberate nonverbal cues, and strategic silences during negotiations or presentations wield a compelling influence. Silence, when used adeptly, commands attention, prompts curiosity, and adds weight to spoken words, thereby augmenting one's persuasive abilities. The role of silence in relationships. Silence plays a pivotal role in nurturing healthy relationships. It serves as a conduit for active listening and empathy. By attentively listening in silence, individuals create an environment where others feel heard, understood, and valued. This empathetic silence fosters deeper connections, strengthens bonds, and cultivates trust within interpersonal relationships.